Millersville football training camp preview, position by position, and today we feature the running backs with running backs coach Nate Hinkle. And Nate, we have a pretty good stable of returners coming back. One guy in particular that was a starter in 2012 missed last season, and Myron Miles, a former Division I transfer. David Coates, who has been, for the most part, a return specialist throughout the majority of his career, and Evander Barkley, who had played wide receiver up until this spring. What have you seen in the returners, and how are they looking so far?
They're looking very good. I've been very impressed with the retaining of the knowledge of the playbook from this past spring. As you mentioned, with Myron coming back after taking a season off, picked up right where we left off from the spring. Myron's retaining the playbook well, transitioning it to the field. Same thing with Coates and Evander. I've got three very solid running backs right now that are veterans that can contribute in several different ways, and will all three of them see significant playing time.
And what kind of players are they for people that may not have seen Myron play a couple of years ago, or may not have be familiar with David's style?
Yeah, I mean, Myron's more of a taller back. He's got size. He runs downhill very well, has the ability to make you miss. As for David, as you mentioned, he's a return specialist, so he's got that go-ahead speed. He's able to get vertical and score touchdowns. And if you want to talk about Evander too, I mean, he's got the getaway ability. As soon as he's able to get the open field, he's a very, very dangerous guy, and he's not going to be easily caught.
Well, running back was a position that was heavily recruited in the offseason. Brought in some guys with some bigger backs, and also brought in some speed guys. Who have been some players that have impressed you so far in camp, and how do you think they'll be utilized in this season?
Yeah, I mean, we brought in several different running backs. Ben Ortiz, Philip Voss, Chris Warren, Yusuf Lunny also returns from a redshirt year. All four of those guys are keeping up the pace with what we're doing right now with the installation of the offense, and they're all getting a good amount of reps right now. For those guys, it's just about learning the playbook. Again, transitioning to the field. Like we said, we got three guys ahead of them right now, so I think they're doing very well. Chris Warren coming off a knee injury during his regular season of his senior year, so he's got it kind of just a little bit further back with the rehab. And Philip Voss and Ben Ortiz and Yusuf have all been doing very well of executing on the field.
And how do you see the running back position fitting into the offense last year? We know Ian Sedon last year was a 1,000-yard back, really the focal point of the offense. How do you see it fitting in this year?
I think we have the potential to be just as dangerous as last year. Obviously, we focus more on the running game based off our personnel, but what we're going to be able to do offensively this year, I think the running backs are going to be a huge part of the game plan. Whether we're running the ball or pass protecting, I know I can trust any guy I put in there to be effective.
All right, Nate, thanks for your time. And we'll be back on MillersvilleAthletics.com with more position-by-position previews throughout camp.